Hi, good morning, everyone. I did show up a little later today than what I anticipated. Today, I will be talking to you about life purpose. And I'm going to start off by sharing that I had pursued my life purpose my entire life. Looked for it everywhere, tried so many different career paths, just jumped from place to place, studied so many things, tried out many things, but it was never fulfilling. The thing that really fulfilled me was to help people, to be of service. So even when I worked in interior design companies, like massive companies, my delight, I love to do the job, the work, because I have that aspect in me. I love like working and doing things that I don't know and teaching myself and then being complimented over it. That was one aspect. But the other truest depth was I would always make sure that there would be space where people could come and share themselves with me and speak about how they feel, and for me to help them, right? Help them feel better all the time. This was before I became a spiritual transformational practitioner, like over 15 years ago. But that was the thing. I would help friends and family members, and it would feed me. It would make me feel really good inside to be offering value, of making people feel better. In time, I started to think, oh, well, this is my purpose. My purpose is to make people feel better. And this is what I'm going to do, because once I make them feel better, I feel better about me. I feel like I have a reason here. I have a purpose here. It's to bring joy to the world. Little did I know that my purpose was I was very attached to the outcome. So basically, this here, or who I usually speak to, are mainly empaths, light workers, sensitive souls, people pleasers, codependents, all of them, all of these beautiful beings. And so as an empath, or as somebody who truly feels like they love to help others, love to bring love to others, love to advise others in how to feel better, like all this beautiful stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It's all wonderful and it's amazing. However, in time, I recognized that I had a deep attachment to that, because it offered me to feel that I mattered, to feel that, yes, I have a purpose here and I'm fulfilling it, to feel that good enough about myself. So there was a lot of attachment. It wasn't being done. A huge part of it was being done because I loved people and I wanted them to feel good, but there was an attachment for me. So when I wasn't doing that, I felt useless, I felt hopeless, I felt like I didn't belong, like I have failed was my big one. I have failed. I didn't even know what I was failing, but I had failed. I had tremendously, crazily failed. And I didn't know what I had failed, but I had failed bringing joy to the planet, right? But in that, so the attachment was that it would make me feel better about me, right? There was that attachment. I couldn't see it. I didn't know it. The days that I wasn't of service to others, I felt so less of myself. There were tons of thoughts going through me, like, oh, what are you doing? You're doing nothing. So I would put more effort. I would even work more. I would try to bring in more people. I would just try to like get hold of everybody to do what my purpose was, right? And then in time to only discover that so much of it was due to my own fears, my own self-resentment, my own lack of self-worth, and needing to do it from a place of trauma, from wanting to belong, from needing to feel that I am needed, I am wanted, I am of value. So there were lots of attachments to it. There were so many things attached to me being of service, me being a light worker, right? Needing to find that damn purpose and going with it. And when the purpose wouldn't work, or it wasn't going the way I would be so disappointed. I'd be like, what did I do wrong? Am I not doing it right? Am I not being of service right? What is going on? And there would be all this muckiness. And every time I would have a client and they would be they would transform, or a friend I would talk to and they would transform, or whatever, it would be so delightful, but they were short-lived moments. Because immediately my thoughts would come back in and be like, it's like an addiction. I would be like, when's the next hit? So that I can feel good about why I'm here on the planet. Like, so I can feel good about being here, about existing. Other than that, then I'm useless. I'm pointless. I'm meaningless. Why am I here? And that's when depression would show up and anxiety would show up. And then I'd go into this like state of looking and like over like traumatized in a sense, like it would be a state of like, how can I explain it? I know you all understand this. It's like a hurriedness. It's like a fear, a panic, a state of panic, a state of panic, because then I don't know who I am if I'm not doing that, right? Because by doing that, I'm feeding myself. Yes, I'm helping everyone. Yes, I'm seeing it, but it doesn't last long. I need the next hit, right? So this is talking to everyone who's there of service, which is the people-pleasing, the codependent, coming from an unhealed kind of empath, right? Or an unhealed, sensitive soul who doesn't know what their purpose is and keeps looking for it. Now, I wanted to ask you this. What if, what if your purpose here, your ultimate purpose here, is to offer love with no attachments to receiving anything in return? Da 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 da. What if the purpose here is to heal the wounds of the body and the emotions and the ancestors and the lineage and your own timeline, and to remember source? What if that is the actual purpose, and the things we take along the path, our jobs, our careers, our people-pleasing strategies, are just means to help us grow into this discovery? What if the purpose is to find out, why am I helping those people now? And sit with that question with yourself and see what the lack is within. What am I lacking within that is making me give up on myself or need that urgency to let people love me? Like, where is the fear? What is the lack? What am I afraid of? What if that is the purpose? To keep self-discovering, to keep coming home, to keep coming home to source, to keep coming back home, to remember home. Remember, I expressed so many times, it'll come and go, those feelings, this, oh my God, it's God, I love God, oh my God, and then, right? And then, what if it is to keep the, to keep it there, even when I'm in anguish, but to keep it there, like, I know this is for me, I love source, source is taking care of me, like changing our perception of source. Because the true wound that we all have inside of us is the fear of God, fear of punishment and reward, fear of, am I doing my purpose here correctly? Am I fulfilling the need of the God that I have imagined, or I've been taught what this God looks like? Am I being kind to the world? But then there's resentment inside when you don't receive an appreciation for it. There's a resentment inside, like you give up more of yourself for everybody, but never ever putting you into consideration. And so purpose comes. Well, my purpose is just to make everybody feel good. No matter what I'm feeling, no matter I'm not included in that paradigm, right? And so we keep looking for purpose and we get so depleted and we feel so alone and we go through depressions because we're not fulfilling the purpose. What if the purpose had nothing to do with anybody, right? What if the purpose is to discover my attachments to offering love? Now, I love offering love and optimism to others. And now the beautiful thing is I have started to tell the difference between when I am needing to give love because it will feed me something, and giving love without waiting to feed some lack inside of myself. And they are so different. They are so different inside. One of them really has no attachment. It doesn't mean anything about who I am. It doesn't make me a better person. It doesn't make me a more loving person. It doesn't make God more happy with me. It doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'm not receiving like, oh, I hope God is happy now. Or, oh, will they tell me they appreciate me? None of that. It has nothing to do with that. And there are the times that I can feel the attachment. Like, I need something or someone to appreciate it, to acknowledge it, to give me something in return, to feel worthy, to feel that I matter. There's like an attachment to it for a deep wound inside, or a trauma, or a need to be seen, or a need to be heard, or there's something else brewing in there, right? So it's very short-lived, the appreciation when it comes, or that I feel someone was seen. And the frustration is not there if they don't hear me, or they don't see me, or they don't shift, or they don't, there isn't this crazy dynamics. The other way, it doesn't even matter if the person shifts or not. It doesn't matter what it means about me. Like, am I doing my job well? Am I good? Is God happy with me? There's like no attachment. It's simply that I'm a vessel of experience right now for someone else, because in a sense, that someone else, I have experienced their pain at some point in my life. And it's not even because I want to make them feel better. It's just because it's who I want to be. It's who I'm choosing to be right now. I'm choosing to smile, not because I'm waiting for them to smile back, or for later on for them to say, oh, she's so smiley, what a joy it is to be around Rain, or that, oh my God, Rain has really helped me, or that they owe me something, it's this owing something, or that I have disappointed Source, or Source is now happy with me. Like, there's all these angles, but it's simply a place of, I want to embody what I kind of know, in a sense, of what Source is, because I'm starting to heal my God wounds deeply. They're so deep-rooted, people. This is insane, right? And as I'm learning more about God, I'm learning deep inside that God is just love, absolute, pure, clear, clean love. So what if I can embody that? God isn't attached to, well, if you show love, then I reward you, and if you don't show love, I will punish you. That's the God that we have been taught to look or believe in, right? That's what we've been taught, and that's what the parents do, and the governments do, and there's always punishment and reward, right? The schooling system, everything. And so we assume God is like that, and so we do it to ourselves, right? And so, but when I want to embody the real God, the truth, the whatever my true essence knows of God, and just be a source of love without it meaning anything about me, I'm a good girl or a bad girl. Or if I don't want to choose to give love right now, that's also loving myself. Like right now, I respect where I'm at, and I don't feel like smiling at someone. That's also me resonating with Source, with self-love. So both are love. But I'm not waiting for anything in return. It doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean I'm good. It doesn't mean I'm amazing. There's no attachment. It doesn't mean, oh, now I'm worthy. Now I'm worthy. Oh, now I matter. I made someone feel good. It means nothing other than I'm a vessel of the expression of Source into the world right now. I'm just a vessel expression. It feels so good. The return is just, it feels good. Not because of any notion my thoughts are telling me about it, or my ego wants, or whatever the program is in my system. Is it making sense? A lot of times there are things that I see, I feel, I perceive that shift within me. And I know people say this a lot, but it's sometimes really hard to bring them out in words, because when the feeling is there, to put words to it lessens its value, or the kind of feeling it gives. So if you are an empath, and you are into helping others, and you feel that your purpose in life is to be there for others and offer others all this help, that is beautiful. There is nothing wrong with that. However, if you feel attached to it, that you have no other purpose, that you're searching for that purpose, know that your purpose is you expanding into source. Your actual real purpose is really effortless in the sense of going, proving. That is all a state of lack and a state of pain and suffering that we cause for ourselves, right? Because there is this deep, I know a lot of you are going to be like, no, it has nothing to do with source. But it's a deep, deep, deep embedded program for centuries, right? That we have to please God. Thinking God, because we can't logically make sense of it, putting God in a form of a human, as if God is like the humans we've interacted with, because now, honestly, what we know as intangible matter experiences is consequences, punishment, reward, good girl, good boy, bad boy, whatever. There's always like the two, right? But source is none of that. Source is something completely different. Source, you don't have to please God, right? You have been created by God, therefore you're already magic. Like you're already a creation by the creator of all, because the creator of all is all love, so you must be love. Like if the creator of all created you to have this earth experience, it's out of love for you, so there's nothing to prove or be good for. You don't need the approval of, right? But what you want to do, what your purpose could be, because I think that's where I'm heading now, so I'm sharing this because it feels more delightful and less painful, is how can I experience God, source, in my heart? How can I experience what true love looks like as an expression? How can I be that expression when I can on this planet, right? When I choose to, without being attached to it being, I'm now a good person. Now I'm waiting for the points, the reward points with source. Now maybe I'm further away from hell than heaven. Now whatever that attachment is, whatever that fear is to walk away from that fear of source, right? And trust me, you can be angry at God. This is God. He created you. Your anger is created, source created anger. So of course you have every right to be angry at God and disappointed at God. God's not going to be like, oh, she was angry at me. So, she wasn't grateful for all the stuff I gave her, so I'm going to punish her. That's childish. That's what our children do. That's what narcissists do. That's what unevolved humans do, right? We're like playing the game with source, like source is a human like us, right? And is punishing and mean and gets upset and all this stuff. That's truly how we see source. So we like walk on eggshells. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Like if I'm good enough to everybody, if I find my purpose and my mission here on planet Earth, God will be happy with me because I'm doing what I'm meant to do, which is be all loving. And no, that is never fulfilling. You will keep running after that illusion for your entire life, right? But if we go back into, I'm okay with all the crappy feelings I feel, and you ask yourself when you're about to be when you're about to do it, go into the pattern that you're used to. When I help someone so I can feel like a good person, so I can fulfill. Ask yourself, where am I doing this from? What version of me, right, am I doing this from? Is there a lack in me pushing me to do that, to silence my voice, to try to be pleasant to others, to pretend love, to offer my service, to be kind? What am I scared of? Am I scared to rock the boat? Am I scared to upset people? Am I scared that I won't be loving? Am I scared that people will judge me? Am I scared that I'll be looked down upon? I'll be scared. I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be unlovable. All those fears. Oh, here I go tapping. All those fears, release them. Let yourself know that is the drive. That's all you need to do. You know you. That's how you get to know you, right? You get to know you, and you can be okay with you. Just see the drive. What's the drive behind it? What's my propeller? Is it fear? What am I afraid of? Right? What is that thing? And just recognize it. Don't put it down. Don't abuse yourself for it. Nothing. Just recognize it. Oh, my drive is anger. My drive is I don't matter. I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving. I'm scared to be alone. I'm scared. Just watch that. Observe that. And then the magic is, once you see that, you're like, oh my God, my drive is, I want to be appreciated. I want to be heard. I want to be seen. Whatever shows up for you. And be okay with it. It's so hard. I'm not saying it's easy. But just be okay with it. Be like, oh, that is my drive. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean you'll be punished. Doesn't mean Source is going to come down with like a thing and then throw tribulations all over you because you're not doing it with a good intention. Because the best thing you're doing, the kindest thing you're doing right now, is getting to know who you are. Is hearing that inner voice that is putting you down, that is making you believe things that are bullshit. Right? Sorry. Right? The best thing you're doing is recognizing the difference between the urgency from fear and the kindness from love, from a place of things. So now I recognize, okay, the reason I want to help that person is because I'm walking on eggshells, or I don't want trouble, or I don't want to confront, or I need to be grateful, or whatever it is that's showing up right now. And just be like, oh my God, there's a panicked version of me here. There's a lack version. There's a fear version. I'm providing this service because I'm afraid to be left behind. I'm afraid to be insignificant. I'm afraid that I don't matter. I'm afraid to be alone. Beautiful. And then you can, from a conscious awareness, still do that act. It's fine, but you are aware that you're waiting for a return. Or you are trying to cover up a lack because right now you're in the need of it. It's addictive. There's a need for it, right? Just in that recognition, you are free. Just in that. You can still pursue it and do it, but you are consciously aware, I'm doing it because I feel lack right now. I'm doing it because I'm afraid. I'm doing it because I want to feel appreciated. I'm doing it because I'm scared to be alone. I'm doing it because I feel that I'm going to be left behind. I'm doing it because whatever. Just you knowing it. You knowing the root, your truth of why you're doing it, you are free. You are free. You can still do it. Nobody's saying not to. Still do it. That's conscious awareness. That is your freedom. Your freedom is coming in when you discover the truth behind your actions. You just give yourself a few seconds to ask yourself. It just takes a few seconds. Why am I doing it? What is the drive? That's it. And as you do that, you will notice the difference between the drive of an attachment and the drive of, I just feel like doing it because it just feels really good to do it. Not because I'm waiting for anything in return. I feel like smiling. I feel like giving that beggar money just because he's another human being that I don't even care if ever remembers this or does remember, or if this makes God happy. I just want to experience being Source love right now without my ego needing something in return. Oh, is this making sense? I really hope this is making sense. It is a journey. I'm not gonna make it all fluffy and easy. This is a journey, but this is the purpose. And so if for the rest of your life that is your purpose, then that is your purpose. And that is okay. Within the real purpose, self-discovery and opening up to Source and feeling Source love, within that journey, you can do things. Go have a career, have an everything. You can do a million. You can be a mom, a parent, work, juggle this, take care of this, all this. But you are always aware of what is driving me right now. Who am I trying to measure up to? What version of me am I trying to measure up to? The version I've created of a good person. Okay? Who am I afraid of right now? To me, it was always source. When, well, at first I thought it was my dad, my mom, my this, my that. But as I did so much work inside, I was like, oh, the root of it all is my relationship with source. So anyway, I gotta go. I have to rush to work. Love you all so deeply and truly, and I give you my heart. Please share with me if this is helpful. If you like this, press the thumbs, the heart, whatever it is. Leave your comments. This helps me feel good, to be of service. Here comes my ego. Well, it's true. I'm aware of it. I'm aware that there's a version of me that needs the feedback so it can feed that I'm going live all the time. You know? I know this is my egoic self wanting it, and that's okay. I'm not going to punish it. It made me survive till today. I love it. I'm just aware of it, right? And then there's another version of me that actually really does these lives for, is like, oh my God, if I can just offer source love out, just what would God do? What would source do now, right? Which is the question a few lives back I said, what would love do now? And love for me would do this live and just offer whatever it is. And the ego comes in and says, but you need likes and reviews and all this. And I'm like, yes, I will share that also. And that's okay, but I'm aware of it and I'm not shaming myself for it. I'm not shaming myself for it. I'm in acceptance of there is that version of me and there's also other versions of me. And that's okay. All of me is okay. All right. Love you. Take care. Bye.